Hi there, Stan, the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states. Today talking about Annuity RMDs. Who cares about that other than ultra rich, evil rich people that have these huge IRAs, etc. I saw something the other day where, the amount of people whose 401ks and IRAs have gone past $1 million is a lot, is a shiato load, as they say. That's politically correct, by the way. You can quote me on that. But we're going to go through RMDs and what RMDs really mean. Required minimum distributions, but to us from here on in, it's RMDs after this song. All right, so let's talk about RMDs, required minimum distributions, and you probably already know. If you don't, then this is a good little refresher course on that. Required minimum distributions in the South, Southern speak, where I'm from, is the IRS tapping you on the shoulder going, hey, you've been deferring for all this time, and now you're 72 at the time of this taping. That is the age that the IRS taps you on the shoulder and says, you have to start taking money out of your required minimum distribution, of your IRA, qualified accounts. It's called a required minimum distribution, and you have to take money out so we can charge you taxes on it so you can pay taxes to the government. That's a required minimum distribution. It's not negotiable. As you know, you can't go like, well, I don't really need the money. No, they're tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, based on, and they'll send you the charts and you can go to the irs.gov and look all that stuff up. We won't go through all that nonsense, but bottom line is the older you get, the higher the percentage because they want you to take more money out so they can charge you more taxes. That's the bottom line. I think you should look at required minimum distributions as an income source when you turn 72 because it is. You're going to have to take money out of that qualified account, period, whether you want to or not. That's going to be kind of an income source. Now, the IRS doesn't care where you take the RMD from. You could have multiple IRAs scattered across the board. They don't care. They just want to know the total amount, and then they want you to take the percentage from somewhere, one of those IRAs, whatever, to pay them so they can charge you taxes. So with annuities, you can somewhat circumvent a few things with RMDs, but at the end of the day, you got to pay the man, right? Now, there's what's called a qualified longevity annuity contract that was put on the planet by our friends at the IRS and the Treasury Department, that's who created it, for use in your qualified, your IRA, traditional IRA type accounts, not a Roth, 401k, IRA, those type of things. Okay, those are qualified accounts, but at the end of the day, you have this traditional IRA, your IRA, and you can buy a qualified longevity annuity contract for future income at a date as far out as age 85. It doesn't have to be that far out. And I've written a book on that. Go to my site at theannuityman.com. I'll send you my book, my QLAC owner's manuals. I've done a lot of videos on QLACs as well. But that is a legal way to lower your required minimum distribution amount because that amount of money is not used to determine your required minimum distributions. Give you an example. Let's just say you have $1 million IRA. At the time of this taping, the funding rules for qualified longevity annuity contracts is the lesser of 25% of your total IRA assets or $135,000 at the time of this taping. It's going to go up. I'm going to guarantee that limitation. But at the time of this taping, those are the rules. So with $1 million IRA, you can fund a QLAC with $135,000. Now, when you go to determine your required minimum distribution, that $135,000 in a QLAC is not used as part of the overall asset. So you can potentially lower the taxes on your required minimum distributions because you're using a lesser amount of money. Does that make a QLAC a no-brainer, pound the table you got to buy? No, it does not, but it's something for you to consider because you can add your spouse for joint lifetime income. But required minimum distributions, bottom line is you have to take them. Now, let's look at another scenario, in a non-QLAC scenario. Let's just say you need immediate income with a single premium immediate annuity, and you still have that $100,000 IRA. Let's just say you said, you know what, I need a $100,000 immediate annuity using IRA assets. That income stream coming from that immediate annuity fully satisfies the required minimum distribution for that immediate annuity asset. So it doesn't have to be a qualified longevity annuity contract. The bottom line is if you need lifetime income using IRA funds, you can either use a QLAC and defer it, or you can use an immediate annuity for immediate annuity income inside of an IRA. And if anyone says, never buy an annuity inside of an IRA, point out the fact that the IRS and the Treasury Department actually developed an annuity for use inside of an IRA. So people that are saying that, they're in a time warp. I mean, they literally are in a time warp or in a cognitive decline, or they're just a dumb financial journalist or a dumb financial advisor that doesn't know any better, and they just carte blanche is like, never buy an annuity inside of an IRA. That's stupid. Of course you can, if it makes sense for you and you are trying to solve a specific goal. I always ask people two questions. What do you want the money to contractually do? When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? If you said to me, well, I have an IRA and I might need income in the future, then we look at a QLAC. Or if you say, well, I need income now, well, then we look at a single premium immediate annuity. Let's talk about inflation and using these type of annuities as well. Some people are taking qualified longevity annuity contracts and splitting up that 135 at the time of this taping. That's the funding maximum you can put in. And they're splitting it and having a portion start at age 75, and then a portion start at age 80, and then a portion of that QLAC money start at age 85. So 75, 80, 85. And they're laddering the income to combat future and possible and potential and probably going to happen inflation. So just put that in the back of your head. Required minimum distributions are going to happen. I've heard some rumors that they're going to increase the age past the 72 mark, but that's hard for me to believe because the IRS needs, and the government needs funds, right? They need tax revenue, and that would make no sense to me for them to raise that age. If they do, great, that's good for you, but right now it's age 72. So plan on it as part of your income floor. So you have Social Security, dividend income, rental income, side hustle income, RMD income, and then annuity lifetime income if you want lifetime income insurance using annuities. But think of RMDs, required minimum distributions, as part of your income floor. So I know the title of this was, who cares about RMDs other than the ultra rich? Everybody with an IRA should care. Everybody watching this video should care. When it comes to RMDs, there's no way to get out of the way. IRS is going to require required minimum distributions. They're going to require you to take that out. So if you want to combat that legally, there are some ways to do that with annuities, qualified longevity annuity contracts, single premium immediate annuities, etc. Is it etc? Yeah. So with that, hey, do me a favor. Go to my site at theannuityman.com. I've written a very good and simple, easy to understand book on qualified longevity annuity contracts. I'll send you that for free and under no obligation. If you go to the Stan the Annuity Man YouTube channel and you look under playlist, I've done a bunch of videos on qualified longevity annuity contracts. And if you go to the site at theannuityman.com, you can run your own qualified longevity annuity contract quote using our proprietary calculators. So we're giving you all of that information. We'll quote all carriers. You can see what the contractual guarantee is. And then at the end of that process, at the top left-hand corner of the site, book a call with me, Stan the Annuity Man, and we will go through the good, the bad, the limitations, the benefits, and all of that to see if this makes sense for you, and we can help you with your required minimum distribution planning. So with that, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man YouTube video.